Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a review on a product which I've wanted to fit to one of my bikes. It's the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 is the bike I want to fit this to. And I ordered a couple of spotlights, and the reason why I ordered these is I've been doing a lot of motorway riding, especially late at night, and I had a friend behind me on a Triumph Tiger Rally Pro 1200 who had auxiliary lights, and he stood out really well. There was about 6 of us, all in sequence on our bikes, going through the southwest of France on the motorway, and he was the one that stood out the most. I knew when he was behind me because of these auxiliary lights. So for the Royal Enfield Himalayan, I want something that's going to be seen. And of course, with the late nights drawing in as we approach in October, the clocks are going to be going back. So it's important to get some additional lighting on there. So I was looking at Royal Enfield's own products and other products on the market. And my good old friend AliExpress had this product, and I thought I'll give these a try for what they cost. And they didn't cost an awful lot. There was these, and again on the website, they look really good. The LEDs, the simple wiring. Now you only get these with the package. You don't get any brackets. You've got to buy the brackets separately. And then you've got to wire them up to your bike via a switch also, or have them as a running light when the ignition's on. But I don't want that. I want the opportunity to switch them on and switch them off. They arrived, they're really cheap plastic. I mean, they look good from a distance, but if you drop your bike, that is going to shatter. You get what you pay for, basically. Then a company contacted me via email saying, we've been watching your channel. We like your upgrades on both your camper van conversions and overlanding. And we also like your motorcycle content as well, especially with the upgrades. We've got a set of lights here that we'd like you to try. Now, they sent me a link to the website, and there's lots of different options for both 4x4s, overlanders, camper vans, motorcycles. It is a lighting company based in America. This chap called Mackie Dale contacted me, and the company's called Colite. I'll leave a link in the description. You can have a look at their products. They seem pretty good. He recommended a few products, and he said, I'll send you a set. If you give me an honest review on them, you get to keep them. I'm not getting paid or sponsored to do this video. This is completely my own choice. I'm here in France at the moment, so he shipped it to France. Within 2 days, it arrived, signed for, and here's the package. There's some weight to it. Compared to the plastic bag that these came in, these is well packaged. So, let's get it unboxed and see what's inside. So first of all, in the box, we have these light covers. It's 2 sets. And then with a protective wrapper on there also. So that's a couple of those. And these are black cases for the front of the spotlights, ×2. So when you're not using them, you can cover the lenses for stone chips, etc. Look pretty smart. Inside the outer box, there's an inner box. And we open this. Again, let's show you. We've got a piece of sponge. Now, depending on the colour of your bike, these are the trims that fit round. So we've got black, red, yellow and blue, which is fitted. A couple of decals. And the products itself. That is incredibly heavy. And I mean heavy as in very well made. It's all metal. Very nicely machined. Adjustable. And the difference is night and day. Or light and day. These covers pop off, so if you've not got a blue or you're not particularly into the blue, you can simply pop another colour on. We've got 2 of these, 1 for each side. All the wiring. And this is really heavy duty, good quality wiring. We've got a switch here to switch them off and on, connectors for the battery, and an inline fuse. Some kind of a relay. I'll take a good look at this. Marky said to me, what size of crash bars are you going to fit them to? And I told him 22mm, I think they was. He said, I'll send you the appropriate bracketry. Again, very well machined aluminium, good quality. And again, rather than the cheap plastic rubbery spacers, we've got some good quality ones with the screws, the hardware, and a couple of Allen wrenches. There we have it. Okay, thoughts so far. Again, we're not comparing like for like, but that is the difference. Tiny, large. If I was to put that on my bike, it's going to be bright, it's going to stand out, it's going to be seen. If I was to mount those on my camper van, or if I had a Land Rover, Range Rover, Overland or something like that, they will look really, really great. So the full specs I will leave in the description below. You can check out the brightness, the power, the wattage, etc, etc, etc. I'm going to get these on the bike, see how they look and test them out. Come along with me, I will catch you in a bit. Here we're at the bike, and I'm going to fit them somewhere along this crash bar. Here's the wiring. These fit into the back of the unit, each unit. It's on a relay with controls of light and RGB, yet to know what that stands for. Battery connections, and there's an inline fuse. Really well put together, nice big chunky wires. These are lights. I've put the black, you can't go wrong with the black, it'll go with any colour. The blue, not my colour. If you've got Suzuki, something like that, perfect. They've got red ones, ideal for Hondas, and yellow for Suzuki and other brands. But black, you can't go wrong with that. Okay. You could fit them up top there, but I think that's a little bit overkill. More discreet down at the bottom there. Brackets have been supplied and they will look really nice. So, pretty straightforward to do. A couple of brackets and then the wiring. So it's important where you put your bracket. It's not going to interfere with things. Now, I've put mine on the top, and the reasons for that is I want to be able to adjust them on the move. It's not necessarily like a lot of bikes have them down here at the bottom of the bars. My tank bags would get in the way of that, so you wouldn't be able to see it. And anywhere I mounted it on this section here, you wouldn't get the angle right of the spotlight. Let me show you what I mean. So if I'd have mounted it down at the bottom here, the tank bag would have just got in the way of it. Mounting it here, it's going to catch on the front mudguard. Here, it's not going to get the angle because the crash bar is angled. So I've decided to go for the top mount, which is here. And the reason for that is if I'm riding at night off-road, I can have that on full beam without blinding anybody. I can switch it off easily. Plus, I can tilt them on the go. So I can tilt them up and I can tilt them down. And that's why I've decided to go there. So the mounts are on, very, very easy to do. 2 Allen wrenches 2 Allen wrench bolts, and that's secure. I've put a bit of tape on there to protect the bars, and now I'll bolt the rest up. Now we've got the lights fitted, and as you can see, I decided to go up top. From your riding position, they are not seen. But I can make adjustments on the go. I can tilt them up, tilt them down, while I'm sat riding or in the riding position. And the reason why I've gone up top, as explained before, is when I'm riding at night, off-road, that's going to light the way. The headlamp's pretty good on that, but if it's completely pitch black, that is going to light the way. If there were driving lights, they'd have been lower down. To be fair, I'm going to see how they go up there, and if I'm not happy with them, I'll just simply put them down at the bottom. Good old GS fashion. But at this moment, the bike looks absolutely aggressive. It looks awesome. Yeah, really pleased with the look. Let's get this bad boy on and test them out. Catch you in a bit. Here we are, fitted. Very sturdy, very solid. Other ones I've used before vibrate a lot, maybe plastic, but these are good, solid. As I mentioned earlier, we've got the Colite yellow. So if we want to use them as driving lights, we pop on the yellow. If we want to protect them, we pop on the black. That looks cool. All the wiring. And we've got 2 switches. We've got the on switch. And as you can see, even in the daylight, they are bright. They're adjustable, so you don't blind somebody. 1 touch on, 1 touch off, 1 touch on, 1 touch off. We also have this feature. It's a cool blue light. And that is what they RGB buttons for. And as you can see, as I push the button, it changes colour. And so do the lights. What a cool feature. I don't know whether you can pick that up on camera. But scrolling through, red, green, blue, lilac, light blue. Oh, I'd say that was more lilac. Orange, and red. And long press on the RG button, and that goes off, then on and off. Fabulous. That bike is going to be seen. That bike is going to light the way. Another feature, I don't know whether you can pick that up. You can have the lights on and colours, or the lights off and just the riding light. Okay, we'll get this in the barn, which is very, very dark, and we'll test out how bright these lights are. Well, we're in the barn. Apart from that light coming from the skylight in the rear wood store, it is pretty much pitch black here. The camera has adjusted it, so it does look a little bit lighter than it is, but it is pretty dark. In fact, it's very, very dark. That's with the standard headlamp on. Let's test these auxiliary lights. There's the green, blue. So if you was using it as running lights, that is absolutely perfect. At night, that's going to be seen. And it looks cool. Let's combine that with the main lights. Whoa! I don't know whether you saw that. Literally, you wouldn't be driving with that. You would blind somebody. That is bright. Even if we tilted those down, and they're tilted down, they're too bright to drive with. But they're not meant for that. In that mode, they're meant to see. Look at that. That's lit up. So for me, if I'm riding at night and there's nothing on the roads and I want to see the road, or I'm off-roading at night trying to get to my destination, that's going to light the way. The camera's not picking it up. That's with a touch of red and green. That's the blue light. How cool does that look? Very happy indeed. Okay, so what's the final thoughts? Would I buy these? You can see the prices. They're not cheap, but you get what you pay for. If you want to buy the cheap plastic AliExpress or wherever you buy them from, and they're going to rattle, they're going to shake, when you're riding, they're going to vibrate. I've had them, I've used them. Very, very distracting. And again, very distracting for the riders or drivers in front of you that can see this. They keep thinking you're flashing them all the time. These are sturdy, they stay solid, they're good construction, they're heavy. The quality is absolutely fantastic. The functionality is perfect, easy, 2 buttons, and you just scroll through the menus on your driving lights and your main lights, and you can have them where you want. You're going to be seen with these. Check in your country what the legal limits and laws are of what colours you can and can't have, because you might, be breaking the law. In England, you can't have certain colours. In France, you can't have certain colours. As I mentioned, I'll leave a link in this description of where to get these from. If you use my special code, I get a little kickback and you get a discount off there. So check that out. Once you've had these, you're not going to go back to the old-fashioned cheap plastic ones. You're going to go for quality. Yes, they're a little bit more expensive, but you get what you pay for. If you stayed this far, thank you very, very much. If you've got any questions, pop them below. I answer all of my comments. If you like what you see, give us a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. It's completely free and it helps make content like this. Thank you very much for watching. You've been watching Mick at Rad Riders. I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.